Hey everyone, today I'm going to what I think is an abandoned building. Today I'm in Oregon and I just got this really cheap motel back there for 45 bucks for the night. It's really cool. It's got a pool and everything, and we're going to check out an abandoned building. All right, here's the trail. We can't walk to the end. Ooh, a cat. I'm sure he's friendly and I could get him to come over here. No, but there's a lot of other cats here coming from a house. I thought I could just walk further down to get to the abandoned building because I already see it. It looks like just the ruins, but anytime I stay at a place, I always look at the surrounding area with Google Maps for interesting things. So usually when I'm traveling, I spend like a week going to Walmart parking lots. That's how I save the money. And then I, once a week, go to like a motel just to clean up, do laundry, that type of thing. Wow, this trail really is rugged. The person at the motel wasn't kidding. But it looks like we have to go down to the beach to get to the abandoned building because there's no trespassing signs everywhere. And once we're down at the beach, we will, wow, pricker bush. We will walk back up to the abandoned building. Wow, this is so cool and dense. Very dense trail. I'm hoping there is a trail going back up to that place. I also hope I can find this trail back. It looks really dense here. At the top, it looks like it was heavily traveled. Not so much now. So on Google Maps, it looks like it has a bunch of staircases and stuff. This looks like an old homeless camp. It looks like no one's been here in a while. So on Google Maps, it looks like it has staircases. And if it's a building made out of steel and concrete decks, like most commercial buildings are, there might be a downstairs to it. Because usually when they build a commercial building, it's a bunch of I-beams holding together. Anyways, I got interrupted there by some people looking for their dog. But anyways, the way a building like that's usually made, its whole thing is built with I-beams. Then they lay down corrugated metal and they pour concrete over it. That's how you get the floors of a building. That's kind of what it looks like here. Look at these awesome tide pools. This will be interesting to explore tomorrow. Don't have the time right now, but this may be very interesting. I see probably a lot of sea critters would have got stuck in here. We only got about an hour left until night. Hoping to get back up to that abandoned building. If it's even doable. Oh yes, there's very clear trails going up to that abandoned building. What's this? Never seen anything like this. Look at this plant. Alright, so the road up there is only for residents only. It says everywhere not to go down onto the road that I was going to use to get to this place, but here's some trails going up to it. I see some people sitting up on it. Let's see what we can find. These rocks are so pretty. This is pretty cool, whatever it used to be. It looks like all this happened really recently. This wasn't on the satellite maps, definitely not. Lots of erosion taking place here. Look at all the plumbing lines that used to come to this building. Electrical tubes, everything. Looks like this very recently came out during a storm. It says right there, risk of ground movement and falling objects, warning, landslide. This is really cool. I guess the whole barrier on the edge of the road fell in here. That's really cool. All the drainage pipes coming undone. I love the lines in the sand right there. Looks really nice. Wow, this is something else. This is really cool. I've never seen any kind of erosion like this. I've also never explored something this close to the coast. Wow, look at that thing I just walked on there. Good thing that didn't fall. Because most of this is not reinforced with rebar. The vast majority of it, I don't see any rebar between these floor panels. I think it's really cool seeing all the plumbing sticking out of the hill. Just imagine, the water must have been all the way up here, right? Is that how this happened? Waves bashing against it? Saw that guy come out on this little thing? I'm definitely not doing that. It's not reinforced with any rebar. Makes it really scary. This is a fun place to explore. It's actually starting to get dark out. This place would be a lot more unstable if it was raining. That's why I figured I had to come here right away to check it out, because it's going to be pouring rain and storming the next few days. Wouldn't want to be around here then. This is really cool. Just gotta be careful. You never know what could be still shifting here. This floor was probably up there with all that. So much stuff washed out. Wow. So this fell a good 12 or a little bit more feet. Just washed out. Can't stop the ocean. Look at that. That's recently dribbling. It rained yesterday. And see this drainage pipe? Perforated drainage pipe? You see, what they do is they put down a liner, put gravel down, put the pipe in there, put more gravel on top of the pipe, and then they wrap it back around. That is so the dirt can never get to the pipe to clog up the holes. It has all that rocky area to release, and then it can release into the dirt once it goes through that lining. Don't want to stand near the walls. Very high risk. That's why I came back down here now, so I can go a little bit closer. Oh, this is pretty cool. Let's come look at this over here. Got an old-fashioned pipe going into the more modern pipe, it looks like to me. Look at all that rust piling up on that. You can tell this place has been abandoned such a long time, even before it started falling apart. All right, let's climb up through here. This right here is about to slip. Now the walls, they are reinforced, but the floor was not reinforced. It would have been holding up a lot better. It probably would have cracked, but the rebar probably would have held it for the most part. I don't know how old this building is. I know old-fashioned rebar because it had the higher purity of iron. It was more resistant to salt and rusting, but newer stuff, they often don't put as much as they used to, so maybe it would fail that way too. Look at this. The stairwell pulled away from the building, and all the sand that used to be backfilled into here has kind of eroded. Well, not as much as I thought from above. This was fun to see. I've never seen anything like that in my life. I'm really glad I came down here. I thought, if you remember me saying that there may have been a downstairs, there may have been multiple concrete levels, but that's not true at all. But I'm glad I came here just for these foundations, just for the erosion. It was fun to see. Yeah, you do see there is some rebar in there, and it does look more modern. It doesn't look like the oldest stuff. Yeah, that's not the old-fashioned stuff. The old-fashioned stuff would have been like this thick that I've seen on older factories, older bridges had it. Someone lost their shoes. Those are some nice Skechers. Here's all the spray cans, smashed beer bottles everywhere. I gotta take one more look up top before we start heading back. We'll also take a little better look at those tidal pools. You know, sometimes things like crabs can get stuck in there. Stuff like that. Give it a few more storms, these houses will probably start falling in here. I love that mist. I absolutely love all that ocean mist coming in. I saw that a couple days ago when I was parked at a Walmart further north of here on the coast of Washington, and it was so dense. I can understand how the humidity gets so high to sustain some of the rainforest around here. It's just amazing seeing all the moss growing. There's just so much moss hanging off the trees. Certain trees, the entire trunk, every single branch, you'll have like this much moss for a branch the size of my pinky. A lot of this erosion, although it's devastating, it's beautiful when you get to see the multiple layers in there. And this is actually really scary to see because look at the ocean. You probably have a good maybe 60, 80 feet of elevation at least before you get up to those houses. And it was still able to damage all this. Further down the road today, I was looking at another place, which I will put in the end of this video, some of the footage. Those houses probably had maybe 6 feet of elevation. I wonder if that whole area flooded whenever this happened. Now I'm glad I was able to find a nice trail up here, because just over a little bit, I got concerned at first because there's a whole bunch of signs saying no trespassing private property. I know when you walk on dunes, you always follow the trails so you don't ruin the grass and start contributing to the erosion problem. But that was really fun right there. Wow, look at these rocks. Is that rocks or is that just sand? That thing broke really easily. I thought it may have been compressed, colorful sand at first. No, it was not. Let's see what's in these tidal pools. You can see they're slowly sinking into the ground since the tide was here. Wow, the tide comes up right up to that cliff, it looks like, on a normal day. That's kind of scary. This pool is kind of shallow. We probably wouldn't see any friends. That's kind of cool. Maybe in the deeper pool, but I would assume that if we wanted to see creatures, we'd probably have to come to the tidal pool right as the ocean's going out, because the seagulls like to pick out of those pools, and they would probably get anything like crabs, snails out of there ahead of time. Probably most anything. A seagull will eat just about anything. Fish, probably pick out snails. Just look at the erosion up here. Wow. That darker blue building up there is where I'm staying tonight. That was cool. Only $45 room. I was so surprised to get a room that cheap on the beach, because usually when you're on the beach they're expensive. Just a little bit further up the coast they had hotel rooms and motel rooms starting at $100. In reality they're like $200, because when you actually go into detail it says $100 for the room, $87 cleaning fee, then you have a giant tax, then you have a bunch of other fees, so you're ending up paying over $200. I hate when they do that. They do that just to get to the top of the list for cheapest hotels when you filter it. They hide all kinds of expenses in there. These things are cool. What are this? It looks like, I know it's probably some kind of seaweed. Definitely. I've never seen anything like that before. First time ever coming on the West Coast. There's that building up there. And that's scary close. If you have that much erosion right there happening, these buildings probably aren't that far behind, unless millions of dollars worth of retaining is done. Look at that house right there. Just dwindling, that small one I'm pointing out. Now we have another tidal pool. That's a good thing for the big high boots. People always think it's ridiculous wearing big high boots. No, these are not big high boots. I mean just wearing rubber boots. People always think they're ridiculous because I wear them everywhere. They're good in the sand. It keeps it from going in your sneaker. It's good for walking in water like this. Good for walking on the coast. You don't flood your boots with freezing water this time of year. They're good for the mud. Basically ready all time to walk through anything. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything, but I do see, is that a jellyfish? I'm not sure, that might be a jellyfish. I was seeing a bunch of clear blobs earlier called gooseberries. I looked them up to see what they were, and apparently you can eat them. These might be jellyfish. They're not clear like them, or they're just big gooseberries. I'm not an expert when it comes to ocean stuff. But when I looked up gooseberries, it says they're nutritious and yummy. I wonder what they taste like. This looks like a clear blob to me. Someday I'm gonna have to go visit some real tidal pools where all kinds of creatures hide. Usually made out of like stone. I do see some kind of creature dragged through here. Hopefully we're following in the right direction. Oh no, the sun just peeked out like 5 minutes ago, but it's already going away. Hoping for a good sunset. I'm gonna start heading up now, but maybe we'll get a good sunset. Is that a jellyfish? I think that is actually a jellyfish. It's not a gooseberry. So I want to stay away from them. Here's the trail back up. What is that? Is that a ladder somebody built to get down? It's pretty cool. There's someone actually up there. But we're gonna find our trail now. I don't know where it is here. I know I'm not going up that cliff, so I'm guessing it's a little further over here, probably. Gotta find that before dark. But that is really cool how it gets really thick in that forest. And you saw that abandoned homeless camp? You could tell that camp was abandoned. It has, everything's rained on, everything's leaf covered. It's been there for a while. Let's find that trail. I'm thinking it's gonna be over here somewhere. I see a couple crevices where it could be. This is so cool walking on these little sand dunes here. I just hope I don't go up the wrong one. This looks like it probably is it. Even if I do go up the wrong one, it doesn't lead to anyone's house. The houses are all on the other side of the road. I'm thinking this is it. We can actually definitely confirm wherever I am, because shouldn't I see my tread mark? Definitely not that. Let's walk a little more. Look for my same tread marks, footprints. Maybe over here. No. Here. Nope. I'll find it eventually. Alright, I was looking over there for absolutely nothing. Then I remembered I walked over near this pool before I went to the abandoned building, and here we are. Found my tracks. I didn't think they were going to be over here near this erosion, but I guess the trail kind of curved over there somehow. Has to, because I see my prints. Oh! I, for the life of me, cannot remember walking near this erosion. I guess I was looking forward towards the ocean. Wasn't even paying attention, so this is the way up. It's going to be a pretty steep trail. Good workout though. Gotta stay in shape. Alright, so we're going up there somewhere. Probably there, actually. Ouch, pricker bushes. very treacherous trail. Getting steeper. Getting steeper. This hill doesn't look as big from such a far away distance. This is definitely a bigger hill than over near the abandoned building. Definitely. Probably like 100 feet or so. Ooh. All right, here we are. It's kind of cool. Look at that storm drain right there where it lets off. Goes right out the side of the hill. When they probably installed that, it's probably a nice gradual way down with a lot of erosion control, but it all washed away. Every time that pipe runs, it's just going to erode the hill more and more. Look at those holes from some type of insect. We're starting to get a good view. All right, we're about to go back up to the road. This is kind of scary. Who knows what could fall down? Yep, and here's where we saw the cat. Got a foothold. And we're back. We're back out. Alrighty everyone, I hope today's video was interesting. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. Too many clouds for a great sunset, but something. so smooth and slimy. Heavy.
This thing's very strong. It's like a strong rope. Whoa, it's hollow. That's so cool. Got myself a big drinking straw. Woo! There's ferns all over the ground attracted to my light. It's like a heavy rubber feeling hose. It's so cool. Ooh. It actually smells good. Kind of smells like rhubarb.